how well the sculptor understood him. Putting him on a pedestal, arrogantly standing, weight on one leg, arms folded, eyeing the river with obvious self-satisfaction. Oh, I grant you, he had the idea. Always one for ideas was Raffles. But who made it reality? Who lifted his dreams out of the mire of the mangrove and the mudflats, despite the damned humidity and the petty racial bickering and the endless problems raising money from Calcutta? Whose sweat stains the plans? Whose fingerprints mark the foundations on which this city was built? Mine and an army of others, anonymous servants of the mother country and the company, sweating out details and deadlines while Raffles romped about the region. Yes, while he was making his reputation, it was we who were making Singapore. Farquhar laughed when the anchor went down, and I said, "Here we are at last, the great Singapore River."
"Surely you jest," he sneered, dabbing at the persistent sweat on his brow.
What could I do with such a man? Yes, it's a small river, but if only he could see further than that inviting bend upstream. You measure a river by more than its length or the depth at low tide. Behind me, a harbour to conquer the world. Before me, an ocean of opportunity was beckoning. And here I stood at the gateway of this great, albeit little, river. No, Farquhar, I said, my eyes fixed firmly on the future. I have never been more serious. Some people call Boat Quay the belly of the Carp because of its broad sweep. But from the stern of my little canoe, as I paddled my fares across the river, 1 duit a ride, 4 rides a cent, I always saw it as the back of 18 houses. Each place had its river name, and those of us who made the river home gave each bridge and jetty its own. Sampang Tiang Lao Bao, the place for sampans. Jia Chun Dao, the jetty for firewood. Nothing pretty, nothing grand, only the way it was. That's how we saw the world, sat 6 inches above the waves, with nothing to view but muddied banks, wallowing boats, and the unattended jumble of the backs. Yet I loved my work, greeting my fares with a steadying hand as they stepped in awkwardly, while I stood by, knee-deep in the ooze. Well, when you work in the cowshed, you don't notice the dung. Married at 21 to a husband of 46, newly returned from the East. I thought he wanted to settle, but no. GD was a stranger in England, lost and overlooked, and shortly after our wedding, we sailed for Singapore. He died not 6 months after, stranding me with our 2-month baby. According to the Singapore Free Press, the paper that he founded, I was an inconsolable widow. Yes, I cried. How I cried! But not in despair, but anger. This pillar of the settlement, who planned, laid, and surveyed the foundations of the town, never told me his secret. But one day, remarking to Mrs. Fanshawe on the beauty of the house standing opposite, oh, how horribly convenient, she confided it was built for a Eurasian woman, with whom he had sustained, in her delicate phrase, a romantic attachment. I summoned Reverend White, who reluctantly confirmed it, admitting that he had baptized a daughter the very year the house was built. Furious, cheated, shamed, I made the best of it. And when Royal Billy Napier, the lawyer, courted me, why, I encouraged him on the Malaccan tiled floor of G.D.'s dining room, and married him less than 7 months after G.D. departed.